Forging horse hooves.
Hey everybody, today we're going to be working on a horse named Pinto Bean. If you've been following the channel, you've seen some videos in the past. We're going to be doing an update today. I'm going to show you what I'm working on. You can obviously see there's something wrong with that back foot. We're going to be working on that foot, and then we're going to go up, trim the fronts up. I'll show you, he's got a little bit of separation on his white line on one of his fronts. I'll show you what I do with that. And then I'm going to put a shoe on his other hind foot, his good hind foot, just to keep him balanced. If you're new around here, my name's Sheldon Thomas, and this is the S&S Horseshoeing YouTube channel. And if you're a loyal subscriber, welcome back, and I hope life's treating you as good as it can be. I guess I'll pick up where I left off. So on our last video, we were putting a cast on Pinto Bean. So proud flesh is just the body trying to heal, and it just gets a little carried away with it, and it grows out. And in this case, it gets in the way of the hoof wall growing down, just going to cause him pain. So they put that little bit of povidone iodine on there, not too much because you don't want to get too carried away with it and be going places it doesn't need to be. But anyway, just enough right there so the proud flesh doesn't grow out. And I was pretty impressed when here's a picture of what the front of the foot looks like, and you can see there's no proud flesh growing out like we've had in the past. So anyway, just a little bit of success, and that's what you get when you're working with good veterinarians. So, and if I lost you a little bit there in my explanation, here's a link to the video where I show what I was just talking about with the iodine and stuff. You can, where the nails, the iron from the nail is what I think it is, leaches out into the foot and discolors it like that. And obviously, like I mentioned, he's been in the cast, but that's just where a nail was previous when he had a shoe on. So anyway, I'm going to be putting him back into a shoe that I've had him in the past. It's got basically a square toe on him, kind of a wider web shoe to protect the bottom of his foot. And the square toe is basically, I'm going to be sticking a little bit of shoe out there to protect that area, but I don't want a big rounded toed shoe out there that would be causing leverage on the front of that already compromised foot. So with that, because I'm not giving him toe to stand on, I don't want to just shape his foot real tight and then he's just walking on a little peg basically. I need to give him enough surface area so he's got plenty of space to walk on, so there's going to be plenty of heel expansion and length out the back of the foot, so he still has a good, nice big foot to stand on. Okay, while that shoe's getting heated up in the forge, I'm going to go ahead and get his front feet trimmed up. And I'll show you here in a second what I had mentioned at the beginning of the video. He's got a little white line separation, so I'll show you how I get. You may be wondering why we're not going to be putting shoes on the front. So kind of the thinking behind that. So the reasons, in my mind, the three reasons I put a shoe on a horse is either for traction, either to add traction or take away traction, therapeutic reasons, or for protection. And so basically Pinto Bean's just kind of in a small pen, just healing up now. And so on his back feet, the reason we're putting shoes on him falls under the therapeutic category. But his front feet, they take care of themselves just fine. They don't need any protection or traction or anything like that, so he just gets a good trim on the front, and the back's what we're worried about at the moment. So if I can get my hot fit tongs on there, we'll go give it a try and see how it fits. And this is kind of freaky to some people watching a hot shoe go on a horse, but remember the whole bottom of their foot's insensitive, and that's the reason they can walk over rocks and hard surfaces and stuff and not hurt them. But in the future, I'll do a video and show the anatomy of the foot and why you can do this. And in this case, it's especially important to hot fit because you can see the clips on the shoe, the two little pieces of metal coming up. And that's important in this case. But anyway, you need to burn those in and give them a little spot on the foot so they don't pinch the foot. Because if you're pinching, those clips are causing more damage than good. Anyway, I guess I'll go into why we have those clips. So you can see the whole front of that foot's obviously compromised. That hoof wall that wraps around there naturally in a horse's foot is made to hold, among other things, is made to hold the foot together. And so because we've had to cut that out to get the keratoma out, the vets asked me to put clips on there to help stabilize that hoof wall because it's not made to move each side into the nails in with my hands and stuff. I'm just getting it done real quick. And you can see I actually, this go around, because his foot's going to be wrapped, I only used 2 nails on each side because I didn't want to, it's just enough to hold that shoe on there so the shoe can do its job. I don't need to go putting a bunch of nails in an already compromised foot when tool will do just fine to hold that on there. He's not moving around a whole lot. He's in a stall and just getting healed up, so there's no reason to go crazy and put a bunch of nails in there. Also, I don't know if you noticed, I'm using a copper nail on him this go around, and I've kind of mentioned those in the past. The benefit of them is the copper is toxic to bacteria, so it helps kill bacteria that might creep up the nail hole there and cause any problems like white line disease or anything like that. Not that he's had problems with it in the past, but just kind of a precautionary thing. Anyway, you can see the front of that foot looks really good. It was all bloody and from the surgery and stuff, but they've done a good job with the cast, and he's healing up really good. Something we could have done that we didn't is you could support the bottom of the foot with a pour-in pad or a bar shoe, maybe a heart bar, which is, if someone could fault me for not doing that, I completely understand. That's definitely an option in this case. The reason I didn't is just this is what the vet asked me to do, so we'll reassess next time and see if there's anything we can improve on or what's working real good for him. So that wraps up what I'll be doing with that left hind. I'm gonna go ahead and get these front feet cleaned up real nice while that other hind shoe's in the forge, getting ready to put on. So let you enjoy that and kind of explain what I'm doing here in a second. Shoe nice and flat. My anvil is a little rusty there, and I figure somebody will make a comment, so I'll explain. You can see I have it on a swing out in the back of my truck, and so kind of the thing that's kind of a pain about that is here in Washington, it just rains. It'll probably rain once a week or so in the springtime, which is good for all the wheat fields and stuff. It makes the grass and the wheat grow tall, but with my anvil, right when I get it all nice and shined up, the next day it'll rain on it. So anyway, just part of life, I guess. Here at the foot, you can see I've already made a trip to the foot. I edited that part out, but just getting it burned on there, getting those clips nice and seated in there, and getting the foot level to the shoe. You can see Pinto Bean's holding as still as it could be. I mean, you saw on that other foot when I was pounding those nails in. When it was hurting him, he pulled his foot away, didn't let me know that wasn't feeling good. Anyway, so that's just kind of proof in the pudding there that hot fitting them, and so you can just take your knife, relieve that sole pressure. And you can see I'm backing the shoe up a little bit, the little toe hanging over there. On his fronts and his hinds, he tends to grow a long toe, so back that shoe up and get his break over where I want it to be. So you see I'm going to go ahead and just put 2 nails on each side. That's a nice part about using clips, is it makes it where you can use less nails. And as we're getting close to the end here, if you want to head over to my channel, you can find the videos that I've done on Pinto Bean. You can watch his progress over the last year or so as he's been getting better. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. I'll put some pictures up here that I took after I was all done of his foot. You can see how good it looks. And I'm heading back to get Pinto Bean taken care of here in a week or so, so stay tuned. I'll be working on that video and get that one posted for you guys so you can see his progress. Appreciate you guys watching. Make sure and be kind to the people around you, and have a wonderful day.
Like it? Forging Horse Hooves. Don't forget to subscribe.